Good Thursday evening, Southwest Arkansas. Welcome back to Southwest Arkansas weather here on Thursday, May the 15th, here, 2025. Welcome back to Southwest Arkansas weather. My name's Noah McGalliard, and we're here with another weather blog for tonight's video. What we're going to go over in this video is the 6-day forecast, what's in store for the next 6 days. Multiple days of severe weather. Then we're going to break down those severe weather threats each day and talk a little more technical about what we could potentially see with those. First off, we want to say big thanks to all of our sponsors for making this possible. Big thanks, as always, to Palmer's Roofing, J&S Auto Supply Bumper to Bumper, located in Murfreesboro, Southern Dumpster Rentals, Landmark Insurance Agency, Patterson's Credit Union, located in Arkadelphia, Kane Energy and Nutrition, located in Murfreesboro, and Fort Smith Therapy, for all they do to help us get this information to you guys. Make sure to check them out all over on Facebook. And if you're in need of any of their specific things that they offer, feel free to give them a call or go and visit them. And as always, just want to say big thanks to them for helping us get this information to you guys. So now, what's in store for the next 6 days? As you can see, a pretty active period. One thing I want to start off by saying, you're not going to see rain every day, all day, every single day of this period. I want to make that very clear. If you see on Friday, we do have that orange color in place, which is basically meaning, hey, if you have a chance of severe weather, the hazardous weather criteria that we have go from that yellow, which is the low, to orange, which is medium, to red, which is high. Just a combination of, hey, it's going to be that evening could be pretty interesting in terms of rainfall and the chance of severe weather. We're going to be watching for very large hail potential, and we're going to talk about these severe weather threats themselves each here in just a few moments after this 6-day forecast. But high is going to be in the upper 80s tomorrow, maybe even a few areas in the lower 90s across that Arkansas and Louisiana border. Overnight lows in the mid to upper 60s. That 50% chance of some evening storms with that slight risk of severe weather from 7 p.m. really through 1 a.m. Then on Saturday, evening storms once again look likely. Highs in the upper 80s and lower 90s. Overnight lows in the mid 60s. 60% chance of rain and storms from about that 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. time frame. We'll watch it closely, though, and continue to keep you updated. Sunday, we have that yellow risk there just for the potential of, hey, there could be. Right now, we don't have a severe weather risk out for Sunday or Monday, but there's just that potential for maybe a strong storm or two with that, with the instability and all of that fun stuff. High is going to be continuing to be up in the upper 80s, lower 90s. Overnight lows in the upper or mid to upper 60s. 40% chance of rain and storms both days there. Really more in the evening on Monday. And then on Tuesday, our next big chance of severe weather is also going to be on Tuesday from the looks of it. Thunderstorms look likely. Right now we have it at about 50%. Highs in the mid to upper 80s. Overnight lows in the lower 60s. Even a few upper 50s look likely there on Tuesday. And then look at this. Wednesday, we may have something coming around the corner where we see something called the sun. For some of us, that's something that we haven't seen or that you're probably not going to see for a few days. You may get a few peaks here and there as always throughout this time frame, but for the most part, those rain chances, just a lot like today, cloudy, mix of clouds and sun. Going to be warm, humid, and we may get a break from that come next Wednesday with highs in the lower 80s and overnight lows in the mid 50s and mid to upper 50s there across the area. So that's a quick look at your 6-day forecast. Now we're going to go into our severe weather part of this, where we're going to break down what's in store for the next few days in terms of severe weather. Taking a look at the severe weather outlooks for the next couple of days as we continue to enter that very active period. Starting off with the rest of what's in store for today, you can see for our Thursday, May the 15th, we have that marginal and slight risk in place across portions of southwest Arkansas. That marginal risk is that darker green color to level 1 out of 5 on the severe weather scale. That ranges from about the Texarkana over to Camden and further north, which includes the Prescott, Hope areas, Ashdown, Foreman, DeQueen, Nashville, Derricks, over to Murfreesboro, Delight, Arkadelphia, Malvern, and the Sheridan areas. And then just north of that, where you just are barely clipped in pretty much in the Ouachita Mountains region, that slight risk, a level 2 out of 5 on the severe weather scale for the Mena, over to Mount Ida, Hot Springs area, and Garland County areas over there. For the rest of your day today, mainly looks like a large hail potential. We have seen some storms earlier, as we've shown, but once again, Could have a few more storms that could develop later this afternoon. We'll show you that here in just a few moments. We're going to continue to watch, though, for that very low-end tornado threat. It's on the lower side. We're going to watch it closely, but mainly a damaging wind or really a large hail threat with the potential for very large hail being a possibility there as well. Then as we go into Friday, we have a conditional risk there. Very large hail will be a very big possibility for us here in southwest Arkansas at this time. There is that potential for maybe even some very large hail there. Both threats are medium on the damaging wind, large hail. The tornado threat's very low, but we're going to be watching it closely. As you can see, we got that level 2 out of 5 for your Friday for the chance of severe weather there on May the 16th for the slight risk across all of southwest Arkansas. Then as we go into Saturday, you have another slight risk in place there for the 17th. I do think this risk is going to be a little on the higher side. All modes of severe weather could be a possibility. We will continue to watch that for Saturday closely. And once again, as we go into Tuesday, we have another chance of severe weather with a this period right here is one that we're going to continue to keep an eye on. It's in that 4 to 8 day range on the severe weather outlooks, which we have that slight risk in place. This could and will move around, stuff of that nature. Things can change between now and next Tuesday, but early signs continue to point that this could be a very active day for severe weather, and we will continue to watch that and continue to keep you updated on that. Let's talk about the setup and what's going on behind the scenes up in the atmosphere behind these coming up next. So now let's take a look at the data behind this and talk briefly about what's the reason for these back-to-back severe weather events that we're seeing. We're going to go over the data by looking at the HRRR model, the NAM, and the GFS and European models. We're going to take a look at starting off with the upper atmosphere winds. This is the 500 millibar level high up there in the middle to upper atmosphere there. This is where you get a lot of your big events in terms of just big weather makers. You gotta have some sort of system to move in up there to be able to do that. You can see with today's system there is an enhanced risk, a level 3 out of 5 on the severe weather scale across the Wisconsin and the Great Lakes and Midwest area up here. That's due to this low pressure system. You can see this area. Watch these numbers drop off here from 552 to 549. And this center here, you can see there's this low pressure system located over the Dakotas. And with that, we do have some flow, some of that southwesterly flow over portions of Arkansas and moving into that area. And you can see some stronger wind gusts up there above us of up to 86 knots according to the HRRR model. And if we take a look at what this continues to show as we go forward, this continues to show that low pressure system continuing. Now we're into Friday, and you can see we just have that upper level system continuing to move over. We have that needed, and then here is our Saturday event potentially coming into play there as well. Taking a look at the instability, because you can have that shear and instability in play, or that shear, but if you don't have any instability, that'll be one of your big things. Remember, instability or storm fuel or CAPE is what, or pretty much CAPE and instability is that storm fuel, what's needed to help kick those storms off. And if we take a look at this, you can see we have a lot of instability or CAPE available, a lot of that storm fuel available around 2,000, maybe even up to 3,000 joules up in northwest Arkansas, which is where your higher end severe weather threats continuing to be. But that continues to increase throughout this afternoon and into this evening. And that starts to go away some, but as we go back into Friday, you can see a big increase in that instability, and we will watch for that closely. And then the same thing as we go into Sunday or Saturday, you can see there's going to be lots of instability according to what the HRRR model is wanting to show back off over here in the Texas area and some off over here in Arkansas. We're going to have to watch closely for this severe weather potential on Saturday. We're going to have to watch what could happen there as we go into your Saturday time frame, mainly due to what we could get is an MCS system coming out of Texas, and what that means is that'll mean a higher damaging wind threat on Saturday. For Friday, our severe weather threat down here on Friday is going to be a little more conditional. You're going to see some significant severe, or there's a more conditional risk for significant severe thunderstorms that'll exist across northeast Texas, southern Arkansas, and northwest Louisiana. A very moist and strong, unstable atmosphere or air mass will be in place, and forecast guidance continues to show that capping in place. Remember, Capping is pretty much taking a Coke bottle, tightening that lid real tight, shaking it up, and what's all it do? All of your energy is there, and when you release that cap, you start to see those storms form, stuff of that nature. If you get rid of it completely, you have a bunch of storms that go up at one time. You want a little bit of a cap in place to be able to really have a really big severe weather chance, so storms can form off by themselves, be discrete, and really can work off the energy and atmosphere around it. But just a quick little lesson there on that. Super simplified information there on that. But a very moist and strongly unstable air mass will be in place, and that capping should erode along and ahead of a surface dry line. Low-level convergence will be along the surface boundary. It's not expected to be too strong. Large-scale ascent will be nebulous with neutral height tendencies expected throughout this. Nevertheless, at least a few storms are expected to develop during or just after really the peak heating. Supercell wind profiles and with long straight hodographs and are apparent and in the forecast soundings. Furthermore, the thermodynamic profiles will be very favorable for large hail. Large hail is going to be the big threat for tomorrow, and we will continue to watch that closely. Isolated significant hail of up to 2.5 inches is possible, in addition to sporadic damaging wind gusts. So we're going to continue to watch that closely as we go into your day on Friday. Saturday is going to be more of that damaging wind potential. Taking a look at that instability, you can see as we go throughout Friday, there's going to be some instability or storm fuel in place really throughout this weekend when we have those chances for storms. And you can see there that instability levels being around that potentially on the NAM 3,000 joules of energy there being a possibility for that time frame. Taking a look at the upper level atmosphere on what the NAM's showing, you can see it continues to show that flow over us and that low pressure system up across the northern parts of the country. Then as we go into Saturday, you notice this area right down here. That's our secondary. That's more of our severe weather potential there coming into play for Friday. And then we will watch closely as we go into this upcoming week into Tuesday. We could see even more severe weather potential there on Tuesday. Looking at this just looks, as we go into that Monday and Sunday time frame, there is a severe weather potential off over here in Oklahoma. But look at this low pressure system over that Nebraska area. You got that really southerly flow there on that southeastern side of the low pressure system. This is just textbook in terms of what you want to see looking for that severe weather potential. Definitely want to continue to watch that severe weather potential on Tuesday. Not taking anything away out of the next couple of days, but once again, we're going to watch it closely. And then if you take a look at that instability potential there with that as well on the European model, you can see instability, that'll be in place. You have this is wanting to forecast there across that same area up to 3,000 joules of instability. Some good agreement between the data on that as well. And then once again, taking a look at that shear, you'll have that shear there in place over portions of the area. So we'll have to watch that closely as we go into Tuesday. Next up, we're gonna show you what future radar could potentially look like and show you what current radar is looking like as of the time of recording this. Just remember, future radar, looking at data on future radar, it's not always going to be the exactly what you see come the days of severe weather. This just helps us get a general idea on what we could potentially see. Just remember that as we go into that. So, taking a look at what the futurecast shows for what potential radar could look like as we go throughout the next few days. Starting off first with the HRRR model. You'll notice starting this off at about 6 p.m. today, you'll continue to see some showers and storms, but maybe a storm or two that tries to fire off later this afternoon and evening. We'll keep a close eye on that. Really, or near that midnight time frame is what this is wanting to show on a few storms that could potentially fire off and carry that severe weather potential and move off towards the northeast there by that midnight time frame. We'll watch that closely. Then as we go into Friday, you're going to notice doesn't pick up on a whole lot, but right here by that evening time frame on Friday, you'll notice right around that peak daytime heating, right after, you'll notice these storms that are trying to fire off. Remember, data's not perfect. Just remember, get the general idea. We're expecting storms to fire off at some time tomorrow, and these could carry that very large hail potential, depending on how many of these develop. That's the biggest thing. You may see only one or two of these develop, or something of that nature. We'll just continue to watch that closely as we go throughout tomorrow evening. And after that daytime heating, those storms continue to move, carrying that large hail potential off into Louisiana by that time or middle of the night there. Then as we go into Saturday morning, you'll notice back off over here in Texas, some storms could get going. The HRRR only goes to 1 p.m., so we'll go to the North American model here and go forward to that time frame. So tomorrow or Saturday afternoon, we'll be watching for a few storms that could potentially fire off, and then this only shows. Remember, you're getting less and higher quality in terms of model data. So this is going to look just a little less, but just understand this just shows maybe a few showers or so, but those are probably going to be storms. And we could see what's called an MCS develop off in Texas. Usually that's just a cluster of storms that form into a line, and that could bring us a damaging wind potential late Saturday evening. These could be potentially weakening as they move in. We're going to watch it closely, though. Then throughout Sunday, could continue to see some showers and storms. We'll watch that closely. But just know we got some off and on rain chances as we go forward there. With that being said, let's take a look at what this shows for that time frame there. As we go into the 18th, you can continue to see some storms will be possible there as we go into, this is that Sunday time frame, and then this actually just jumped forward a decent amount, but let's back this up there to about that 10 p.m. time frame. You can see some more showers or storms could be a possibility there as we go into the Sunday evening and night time frame. Into Monday, some more showers and storms will be possible. Then on that 19th, we'll continue to watch for that potential. Then on that 20th, some more storms will be possible. We will watch that closely. Once again, your data is not going to show exactly, what you could potentially, or what the full or high resolution in terms of that there. But once again, we're going to be continuing to watch it closely. As always, continue to stay weather aware. We'll have multiple ways to receive warnings. We'll continue to have updates over on our Facebook page, posting the newest over there as we go forward throughout the rest of this week. Continue to keep your eyes on the page. Continue to stay weather aware and have multiple ways to receive warnings as we go throughout this next very active period. As always, we want to thank you guys very much for watching us and trusting us right here with your source for all things Southwest Arkansas weather. Make sure to check us out over on Facebook, Instagram, here on YouTube, and TikTok. If you like what you see on all these platforms, make sure to follow us. Your support goes a long way in helping us get this information. And make sure to hit that bell so anytime we upload a video here on YouTube, you get notified of when that goes out. And make sure, if you're not subscribed and you like what you see, hit that subscribe button. Hit that like for the video, and make sure to just check us out on Facebook. We post a lot more throughout the day than what we do just here on YouTube. Over there on Facebook, that's our main platform at this time. But as always, for any of the severe weather threats, we'll be here ready to go live. If there is any storms, we'll have our live nonstop severe weather coverage up through these events. And as always, we'll be here right here at your source for all things Southwest Arkansas weather. Have a good rest of your Thursday.